Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Let us pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for a day like this. We thank you for bringing us here together for this exercise that we are about to start. Lord God Almighty, we ask that you take absolute control in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. We ask, O Lord God Almighty, that you watch over every one of us, that you help us, O Lord, that this exercise, this event will be a successful one in the name of Jesus. Amen. Above all, O God, we ask that all the various topics, issues we shall be talking about shall make our lives better in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. They shall make our society better in the name of Jesus. Amen. And they shall make our nation, Nigeria, better. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen. Amen.
All right, we'll get underway very soon. There's a little protocol going on behind your back, though you can't see it except you have the eyes of an angel. After that little protocol, we'll get underway properly. But I'd like to welcome our schools that have been so painstaking and our teachers that have done so well to train Edo students. And when I say Edo students, I mean residents in Edo State. Whether you are from Anambra, whether you are from Kano, or you are from Ugbojobu, or you are from Ujole. Once you are in Edo State, you now become an Edo citizen. Not just a resident, but an Edo citizen. And your teachers have been doing very good for you, training you to become useful citizens in Nigeria and beyond. Now, part of the thing you have come here to do is an extension of that training. In your school, your teachers would have told you that there are 3 domains of learning. And is there any student here who is familiar with those 3 domains of learning? If you are, put up your hand. Maybe your school will begin to show off right now its training. Is there any student here who knows the 3 domains of learning? None? All right. Have you heard of something like the cognitive domain of learning? Have you heard that? Have you heard that? Well, that has to do with your brain, how it works, your mind. Everything about academics in class falls under the cognitive domain of learning. How your mind works, how your brain connects, with your frontal, lobes to pass information. That's your cognitive domain. You're operating within your cognitive domain. So when you are solving your maths or you are solving your syntax, you are operating within the cognitive domain. And beyond the cognitive, you have what we call the affective domain. Affective domain. That has to do with your emotions, the way you relate with your fellow students in class, the way you respond to school rules, the way you respond to discipline and punishment. All of that is within the affective domain. Then there is the psychomotor domain. That has to do with your physical activities. So your sports and all the other outdoor activities you do outside of classroom is your psychomotor domain. The 3 domains have to be balanced and work together in the life of a child before you produce a wholesome, educated child, so that no one is that much important that you don't need the other 2. So if you have skills, musical skills, some of you are saxophonists and all of that, you're operating within the psychomotor domain. They are important, they should all be developed, they can all earn you money after school, they can promote you in world affairs. They can save you from the hands of BB Niger and save you from the hands of those terrible sites you watch on your phones, because they will develop your minds to become creative and productive. So all three domains must be developed in the child. And that is why schools, beyond the classroom, must have programs and activities that students are allowed to participate in to sharpen your domains and to sharpen your overall man, Nigerian, Edo man, Igbo man, was the first person that sat in that seat as a black man. 79 years, he broke the chains. Having acquired so much knowledge, exposure, and then having taken inventory of how he achieved all of that, from training from home, self-discipline, dint of hard work, no godfathers, no letters from president or governors. He became the president of a world body, the most, without any contestation, the most prestigious World Trade Union body. He became the president of it. And so when he returned home, he thought to himself, what should I do? I need to impact on the coming generation all of the inventories I have taken about all that it takes that to put in place and to bring to bear to achieve excellence in whatever you are doing, excellence. And so he thought of a foundation and set up the Dr. Osahon Enabulele Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please may I call on Dr. Osahon Enabulele to rise and wave to his children and Edo children. Many of us, when we were your mates, would crawl on the floor to snap photographs with a local government chairman. Today you can go home and tell your father, I was sitting next to the president of the World Medical Association. Thank you. Sitting next to Dr. Osahon Enabulele is the chairman of this foundation, an erudite professor of learning, straight from the highest citadel, Uniben Unibest. Indeed, sorry? Okay, Beneja University. All right, but you schooled in Uniben, sir. That's what we're talking about. It's Uniben that made you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Board of Trustees Chairman, Professor Dominic Osagai. Please could you stand up for recognition. Straight from the university, I don't know where they met, but I'm sure it has something has to do with, but it has to do with Unibest. Because the University of Benin, you no longer go, you don't just go there to find academics. You also find other extracurricular activities. And so Dr. Osahon Enabulele, while rummaging through the departments, found a jewel of inestimable value, who is sitting next to Professor Osagai. She is Professor Joan Enabulele. She's the current Dean of the Department of Dentistry, University of Benin. She's the current chairperson of the Nigerian Dental Association Edo State Chapter. When we read out a brief profile of Dr. Enabulele later, you will hear how many currents and how many pasts he's been in his life. Sitting next to them is Dr. Mrs. Denia Omo, also from that high citadel and ivory tower, the University of Benin. She is the golden voice that does what I'm doing now for the University of Benin. She is a prolific master of ceremony. Please give her another round of applause. All right. Having introduced those dignitaries, we go ahead to introduce the schools that are here. And I'm sure they listed them in the order in which they came, which is not necessarily the order in which you were ready to come. We actually would have picked you far, far earlier, but some of the things you are going to be debating about today promised us 4 buses. But at the end of the day, we got only 1. and we decided to be very creative. That is why I was coming with the buses myself. So we had to quickly go round from end to end to bring all of you here so that you can have your experience. So forgive us, although we gave you 12, we started 12, but you would have been here much earlier to socialize. I hope you will find time to socialize before we leave. So quickly, I'll read out the schools to you. Springfield High School, give them a round of applause. Asoro Grammar School, give them a round of applause. Unifac Group of School, a round of applause. Edo Boys High School, a round of applause. Baptist High School, a round of applause. Egosa Anglican Grammar School, a round of applause. Federal Government High College, a round of applause. Thank you. Before we read out the rules, we are going to humbly invite the DG very shortly to give us, DG don't come yet, to give us his opening remarks, which will set the tone for today's event. But there are teachers who came with our students. Can we please see your hands up so that we can acknowledge you? Please give the teachers here a round of applause. Thank you. Before the DG will come to give his opening remark, you need to hear a brief profile. You need to hear a brief profile of the Director General. I would invite Mrs. Idubo to please come forward and give us a very brief profile, her golden voice. Give her a round of applause as she comes forward. Your height? Is this your height?
Good afternoon, everyone. I will say a very big welcome to everyone seated here, the leaders, Board of Trustee members of Dr. Osahon Enabulele Foundation, and every student here represented, and the teachers that accompany them. It is indeed a singular privilege and honor to read the citation of this man that has seen it all. Some time ago when I did just this and I saw where he won an award of best newscaster and still a very wonderful and intelligent medical doctor, I wondered how he could make these two ends meet. Please put your hands together for this wonderful man. He is indeed a trailblazer. What I have here is up to 11 pages of his profile, but I'm going to be doing an abridged version of it because he is too much for us to just read out in one event. Dr. Osahon Enabulele is a chief consultant family physician, a strategic thinker, a renowned medical leader who has made significant contributions to development of local, national, and global levels through his leadership exploits and professional mentoring, research, and private engagements. He is a passionate advocate of universal health coverage and healthcare systems strengthening. He holds a master's degree in health planning and management. And, oh, sorry about that. Sorry, sir. Please, let's put our hands together for him again. Because you need to see who I'm talking about, even though he has been introduced before, but you need to see him properly. Okay, let me start over again. Dr. Osahon Enabulele is a chief consultant family physician, a strategic thinker, a renowned medical leader who has made significant contributions to developments of local, national, regional, and global levels through his leadership exploits and professional mentoring, research, and private engagements. He is a passionate advocate of universal health coverage and healthcare system strengthening. He holds a master's degree in health planning and management and is a fellow of the West African College of Physicians, a fellow of the Nigerian Medical Association, a fellow of the Commonwealth Medical Association, an honorable fellow of the Health Writers Association of Nigeria. Early in life, his academic and leadership potentials were evident at Victory Primary School, Benin City, Edo State, where he served as class captain for many years and patrol leader for Boy Scouts movement, Olu Primary School Division in Benin City. During his secondary schools at Federal Government College, Wukari, Taraba State, Nigeria, he served in various leadership positions, amongst which were President of Press Club, Assembly Hall Prefect, Labor and Utility Prefect, Table Tennis Captain. I thought I should receive a rank of that. You can see what I'm talking about. He is an all-rounder, from writing to playing table tennis to his medical adventures. This man is a complete man. He was a leader. He was a leading newscaster and received various prizes, including first in overall academic club performance, 1984/1985. Best in chemistry, 1985 and 1986. Best student in mathematics, 1985-1986. And best student in economics, 1985 and 1986. As a class teacher in FGGC Wukari, he led his class peers to win the prize for the cleanest class in 3 consecutive times. You know, some students, I have to divert a little before I continue. Sometimes I'm talking to my son, he says, Mommy, you know, sciences are difficult, I have to concentrate, his rooms are untidy, he's looking shabby. But this man won best in cleanliness for 3 consecutive sessions. Please, let's put the hands together again for him. At the ceremony, he was conferred with a certificate of honor, both by the school principal, Mr. S.N. Abia, and the patron, the press club, Mr. Ike, who had this to say about Dr. Osahon Enabulele. Please listen. I quote, "With his indomitable will, good leadership qualities, diligence, and dedication, he gave the club an unequaled sense of direction. As a newscaster, he was a delight to listen to. And a writer, he was powerful, convincing, and clear-headed." Can your principal give these testimonies about you as you're seated here? Dr. Enabulele bagged the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery degree, MBBS, from the University of Benin before undergoing the mandatory National Youth Service Corps program at Ikotekmen, Cross River State. While at the University of Benin, Dr. Enabulele held various leadership positions, which included Speaker, Congress, University of Benin Medical Students Association, President of Benin Medical Student Association 1992-1994, member of the Union Parliament for 6 consecutive years. In the year 2001, he bagged a master's degree in health planning and management from the University of Benin. He went on to obtain Fellow of the West African College of Physicians in the year 2007 and was thereafter appointed a consultant in the Department of Family Medicine, University of Benin Teaching Hospital. Dr. Enabulele's medical professional leadership journey began as the president of University of Benin Medical Students Association in 1992 through 1994. He later served as chairman of Edo State branch of Nigerian Medical Association 2008 to 2010. He later served as the president of Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, 2012 to 2014. Following his overwhelming election on March 4, 2012, he is, to date, the youngest ever president of Nigerian Medical Association worldwide. On account of his enormous contributions at the state, national, regional, and international levels, he was conferred with the Presidential Merit Award of Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors on September 24, 2025, as well as Fellowship of Nigerian Medical Association in May 2021. The highest recognition, honor, and award conferred on a worthy physician by the Nigerian Medical Association. He has received this singular honor, the highest ever in the entire life of every medical doctor. Aside from being a seasoned healthcare administrator, Dr. Osahon Enabulele is a professional who has served on management boards of several federal technical hospitals in Nigeria, including Lagos State Teaching Hospital, University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, and Federal Neuro Psychiatric Hospital, Enugu. In addition, he is a former member of the Governing Council and the Disciplinary Tribunal of the Medical and Dental Consultants of Nigeria. Let's put our hands together for him. Not just the awards that has been conferred on him. He is a life member. When they say someone is a life member, I hope you understand what I mean by that. He is a life member of various associations. A life member of the World Medical Association, a life member of the World Organization of Family Doctors, a life member of the Society of Family Physicians of Nigeria. I thought we should clap our hands harder for him. The international stage, endowed with superb organizational abilities, Dr. Osahon Enabulele pioneered and founded the Coalition of African National Medical Association in 2016. This body is made up of medical associations in the African region. His outstanding achievements and other notable national, regional, and global accomplishments were instrumental to his emergence as president of the Commonwealth Medical Association in November 2019. This position he held from 2019 to 2022 to date. Dr. Osahon Enabulele remains the first only Nigerian physician to have been elected and inaugurated as the president since the body was established in 1962. The Commonwealth Medical Association comprises national medical associations in 56 countries. And this single man led all of them. Through his exceptional leadership prowess, he reformed and repositioned the association to a better pride. In the same year, in 2019, Dr. Enabulele became the first Nigerian physician to become a statutory council member and an executive committee member of the World Medical Association since the NMA was founded in September 1947. Similarly, Dr. Enabulele became the first Nigerian physician to ever chair one of the only 3 standing committees of the World Medical Associations, following his unanimous election as chair of the Social Media Affairs Committee of World Medical Association in Santiago, Chile. He was subsequently re-elected unanimously as a second term of chair for that association on Thursday, April 22, 2021. I told you earlier on that I have an encyclopedia of him, and we cannot keep him standing and keep all of us waiting to hear all of this. But his profile is mind-blowing. He is a guest presentation and publication, presentations and publications. Dr. Osahon Enabulele is a widely traveled professional, participating in many conferences across the world, and has delivered over 120 public lectures and keynote addresses on health, socio-economic, and political issues. And it was my privilege and honor to be in one of these wonderful public lectures yesterday that he delivered. And I was happy to be associated with him. Please put your hands together again for him. He has authored and published several articles in peer-reviewed journals, among which are Enabulele Achieving Universal Health Coverage in Nigeria, Moving Beyond Annual Celebrations of Concrete Address of the Challenges, World Medical and Health Policies, and a lot more. Coming back to his private life, Dr. Osahon Enabulele is married to his beautiful wife that I always admire. Anywhere, anytime that I see her. And she has been introduced to us earlier on. She is Professor Joan Enabulele, a consultant restorative dentist, and has 3 lovely children, Egosa, Benedict Enabulele, Victoria, please pardon me if I murder the names, Enabulele, and Orunse Michael Enabulele. Please, with a standing ovation, I would like us to please give a round of applause to this man who is made of many capacities and many inventions. The man had seen it all in all spheres of life. Please jam those hands together for the Director General of Dr. Enabulele Foundation. Thank you very much, sir. It's a pleasure.
Just keep clapping, keep clapping. You may go to your seat, sir. Thank you so much. Keep clapping, keep clapping. All right. Just in case you need to vote tomorrow, you now know who to vote for, don't you? Did you hear me? Just in case you need to vote tomorrow, would you choose this to Agbero? Do you think school is calm? Are you sure? All right. That is why you heard that profile. School not be scam. All right. We are going to continue. As I said, I just want to give you a little background about this competition. You are going to be competing with 125 other schools, because the total number of schools that will be competing in the state are 126. And so we are beginning with the intra-local government, meaning within your local government. Those of you who will be successful today will now move on to compete inter-local government. That is with other local government areas that are in your senatorial districts. Those who will be successful there will now fight in the states until we have the last school standing. So that's what we are going to have. Then second, my name is Christopher Ojekiri. I'm your moderator. I forgot to introduce myself. Now we are going to invite Dr. Osahon Enabulele to open for us with a short remark, and that will set the tone for our competition. Please, another round of applause. Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, our students. Good afternoon, our future leaders of Nigeria and the world. Good afternoon to our teachers. Good afternoon to our parents. And good afternoon to members of the Dr. Osahon Enabulele Foundation, importantly, our chairman of the governing board, Professor Dominic Osaga, MNI. I'm sorry, there's a lot more about him. He was also, he's begging me not to say it. Okay, all right. So, but honestly, you need to know that he's also the current provost of the College of Health Sciences of Igbinedion University. And he's also, and I must say this, whether he begs me or not, he's also my mentor and a past president of the Nigerian Medical Association. Now, I'm happy that the moderator said I should give a very short talk, and I'm going to make it very brief. The only thing I have to say is to thank you all, our students and teachers, and every other person who came here today to be part of this historic event. For me, we are all happy and excited that you all turned out in numbers following the invitation we gave to you. And I'm happy in my earlier interactions with some of you, you exuded great confidence. You had high expectations, and you had a clear idea of what you were going to do here today. So for me, you are the ones to be celebrated today. And I want to welcome you all again to this maiden edition of the Dr. Osahon Enabulele Foundation. We are all Nigerians. We all started like you. Everybody has a time of birth and dances on the stage of life at various points, and moves on to the next with the experiences learned from the previous, all to better ourselves and to achieve our overall aim in life. So we all have our destiny, we all have our life, we all have our aims in life. But importantly, as we socialize along, there are certain things that we pick that help us to mold ourselves and to propel us towards achieving our purpose. Yesterday, I talked about critical issues in purposeful leadership. The reason why we have gathered all of you here and why we want to do this has partly been said by the moderator of today's event. We as Nigerians and in the foundation believe that we all cannot be helpless. We all cannot be despondent. We all cannot be diffident. That we all cannot be part of the lamentation choir in our country. Because our country that we all belong to is going through a lot. And we are not happy that nobody seems to be helping at levels of government, for instance, to address some of these ills that we have seen in our society. And we said as a foundation, we're not going to fold our hands anymore, but we're going to do our best to re-energize the values in our society. Importantly, to connect with those that we all call future leaders of our country. And you are the ones seated here today. Today, a lot of our children, a lot of our youths are totally disconnected from the society. Or rather, the society has clearly, largely, abandoned our children to their fates, the youths to their fates. And so they look up to those they see on social media, they look up to those they see on the internet, they look up to those who are fortunate through perhaps some acts of criminality to get to certain levels of authority. And we think that if we allow this to continue, then there's a likelihood that you begin to see that as normal. And so a lot of our youths have lost the opportunity for self-development, for capacity building, and the opportunity to learn those life-learning skills that they need to survive now and in the future. And we said we need to start looking at this again. And so our mantra as a foundation is changing the narrative, the terrible narratives in our land, where everybody now wants to be involved in Yahoo Yahoo, where everybody thinks that only by scamming you achieve success, where even some not even believe that you don't need to go to school. And because these are the persons who have perhaps the resources to get to some positions of authority, people begin to see them as role models. And we say, this must stop. How do we stop this? To start from the very beginning. I said one of our educational initiatives must necessarily involve connecting back with those we call our future leaders. So that when we are no more here, or when we are all retired, we can be sure that we have competent leaders, capable leaders to lead our country, to lead our communities, to lead our states, to lead our families into the next, into the future, and in a most capable way. And so this debate contest was thought about, that we had the opportunity to go through debates contests. And that perhaps was the first important point of our development. It was an opportunity to build our confidence. It was an opportunity to shape our leadership potentials. It was an opportunity to help us to engage and relate with others in a most confident way. And we said, perhaps we can begin to look at how do we elevate again the level of cognition of our students, the level of intellectualism of our students. So part of the objectives of doing this is to reinvent or reignite your intellectual interests. to build in you the capacity for research, to build your analytical skills. Because even in coming for this debate, I'm sure you did a lot of reading. That is some level of research. You analyze several scenarios. That's some level of analysis. And they connect you with the issues of the day, get you more aware of what is happening in your system, and also make you to be a solution finder. So part of this whole idea is to see how you can more actively be integrated into the system in a way that helps to find solutions to some of the problems that we are facing as a country. Because the solution finder must not necessarily be a 90-year-old or 100-year-old man or woman. It can come from you. You can be the solution to the problems of Nigeria, to the problems of Edo State, to the problems of our local governments. And so we thought that as part of our educational trust, we must necessarily do this not the way it has been done in the past, but to actually get to those in the communities. And so this debate is going to take the foundation around the 18 local government areas of Edo State, because we want all students to get the feel and to be part of this whole process. And so this is just the beginning. It is a maiden edition, and you are having the opportunity to be part of this historic experience as the very first to start this school's debate, which, like I said, will dovetail into a senatorial contest and eventually a state contest. And when we succeed, we are moving on to have a national contest. So I want to welcome you once again and urge you to put in your best. It is not a platform for fighting. It is not a platform for disagreements. It is a platform to qualitatively advance your position, because some persons are here taking notes and bringing out the fine points to even propose to government on the options that can be explored to solve some problems confronting the state and nation. I urge you to come with a sportsmanship spirit, to be sportsmanly in your engagement here today. See this as a learning phase and an experience. Yes, I know everybody wants to win, but more than winning is a conviviality and a camaraderie that we all want to encourage through this contest. Building networks, empowering ourselves, and moving collectively into the future. So once again, I welcome you happily, and I wish you all the very best. And our hope is that the best truly will emerge. But at the end of the day, we will all be victorious. If we don't succeed today, there is a tomorrow, because this is not going to be the end of the contest from the perspective of the foundation. Finally, I urge you to know more about our foundation. Our foundation is all about leadership and governance. We were launched on the 29th of January at the main auditorium, and we had a leadership colloquium that featured eminent presentations on the issue of leadership. We also focus on health. We carry out medical outreaches, and we are preparing to do one now. We also focus on education. I can see this is one of our educational trusts. And we're also about policy advocacy, to advocate on good policies for our state and country. And we also indulge in social philanthropy. Because as I speak to you now, over 133 million Nigerians are said to be multidimensionally poor. And with that, you know the implication for all of us. And so as a foundation, we're also seeing how we can attend to the needs of our disadvantaged communities, of our less privileged Nigerians, in a way that we can move everyone along. Because in this whole project, no one must be left behind. Everyone is important. So once more, I want to thank you, and importantly thank those who have formed the committee that have organized this, and some of them have been talking to you. They have worked severally through the weeks, months. And so even if you see any kind of inconvenience, if you face any inconvenience, we take full responsibility because we have worked selflessly, independently. No one is sponsoring us. The foundation is sponsoring itself to do this. And so, and you know, Nigeria is facing a very terrible economic time. So from the little we have brought this out because of our commitment to empower our children, to empower the youths, to empower you, all of you who are here today. So please, we want to apologize if you face any inconvenience. Please bear with us. It will always get better and better because perfection is not a destination. It's a process, and you have to keep working at it. So I want to thank the committee for working, spending sleepless nights to do this. Yesterday, I just looked at them. I just shook my head. I said, well, it's good also because some of us have passed through this at all levels. So let some people also experience it. But not to experience it so that they cannot walk tomorrow. It's to experience it, to build experience, and walk even better tomorrow. So they have worked tirelessly to get this going. It was not easy. And I want to thank our board chairman too for shaving aside all his responsibilities to be here today. My wife was described as the dean. She's not the dean. I must put that on record. She's the acting dean of the Faculty of Dentistry, so that the dean does not think that she has taken a position. She's also not the secretary of the Nigerian Dental Association. She's the chairman, so that one is our own, chairman of the Nigerian Dental Association, Edo State. So don't say it's a job for the men alone. Even the women have a place. And we are happy to see a lot of our females here today because we all must put hands together to build our society. I thank other members of the foundation who are here. I thank representatives of the yearly Youth African Leaders Initiative who are here, and members of UBEMSA who are here. I want to welcome you to a very exciting time, a moment. Seize it, make the best of it, and see yourselves become true future leaders of our local governments, our communities, of our states, of our country, and of the world. And by the way, the moderator of faith to cap it up, beyond the Commonwealth Medical Association, I also became elected as the president of the World Medical Association. And I am saying this to let you know that you yourselves can get to the highest level that you ever wish to get to. I am the first and only Nigerian and West African physician to ever be so elected since 74 years of existence of that body. And I did that not by going to stay in America or stay in United Kingdom or stay in Germany. I influenced the world from Oseluye, from Ego local government, from Edo State, from Nigeria. And so, from your various schools, you can influence the world. As a citizen of this country, even without globetrotting, you can influence the world. So don't say it's only by traveling out that you can influence the world. I was leading millions of doctors all over the world, even as a black man with a black skin. And so you can even do more and do better. I welcome you to a future of excellence. Thank you very much.
Please give him a bigger round of applause. You know, when honor is too much, sometimes we forget some. That's why the DG forgot that I introduced him as the president of the World Medical Association. The ladder was too high. So as he continued to climb, he forgot some. All right, another round of applause for the DG. Thank you. Okay, without much ado, we are going straight on now to the formal debate. We're going to start by telling you the topic. This is short for me. Thank you. The topic of today's debate is: should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State's development? If yes, why do you think so? If not, why not? Is it clear enough? Should secondary school students take responsibility share in taking responsibility for Edo State's development? If yes, why yes? Why do you think so? If no, why not? So, before we continue, we are going to introduce our panelists, the panel of judges, the panel of impartial judges, and then our timekeeper. The first on the list here is Mr. Frank Ehiosu. Mr. Frank Ehiosu is a mechanical engineer by profession, physics and math student, you know what that means, and probably the most read young individual I have seen in his 50s. He has read philosophy, science, mathematics, and every other thing that is in print. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Ehiosu, please come forward. All right, following Frank Ehiosu is Comrade Douglas Odenore. Douglas Odenore is a foremost civil society practitioner that has participated in many development efforts, especially for the development of teenagers and women. Douglas Odenore, please come forward. Please come forward and resume your seats. Following that is Dr. Mrs. Omo Denia. Mrs. Omo Denia is of the Human Resource Management Department of the University of Benin, where she's Associate Prof, and currently she's managing the African Institute of Management and Leadership in that institution. Give her a round of applause. And the last, but certainly not the least, is Professor Osahon Enabulele, who is a professor of restorative medicine in the Department of Dentistry, University of Benin, and the acting dean of that department. Give her a round of applause. These four personages are your judges for today. Sitting at their side is a young man by the name of Menstin Gladson Odigie. So if you forget Gladson, remember Menstin. Then add Odigie, you have got the name. He was a lecturer at the College of Agriculture, Igoreke. He is going to be keeping your time today. I say your time because you have your allotted time within time today. So straight away, you didn't give Mercy Odigie a round of applause. You didn't wave to them. It's your timekeeper. Can you tap it so that they know? All right, so the rules. Please note that the chief speaker for each group has First of all, 3 minutes to open and speak on his or her side of the motion. So your chief speaker has 3 minutes to open and speak on his or her side of the motion. Then, following speakers has 2 minutes to speak on the same side of the motion. Is that clear to our debaters? Good. After the third speaker for that side has spoken, the chief speaker has another 1 minute. 1 minute to recap and then conclude for his or her side. Is that also clear? If you speak beyond the allotted time, you lose marks. So when it is time for you to begin to round off, whether you are speaking as chief speaker or you are speaking as supportive speaker, when it is getting to time to round off, you will hear the first, touch it. That's your warning bell, telling you that you are reaching the end of the minutes allotted to you. That didn't say stop. It says start to round off. So you are about, if you are chief speaker, 2 minutes, 50 seconds. So you have like 10 seconds to round off. And then by the time you hear the second, tap it again. By the time you hear the second dart, we are bringing that bell here so that it can be audible enough for you. By the time you hear the second pam pam, it says stop. Not a word more. Is that clear? Once you hear the first bell thump, it says begin to round off your points. By the time you hear the second bell, it says stop. So even if you are in the middle of the floor, just froze like a military man and walk to your seat. You won't lose points. All right. That's clear. We move on. If you are speaking, okay, I've said that. Now, those of you who are not speaking, you are brought here to learn and to cheer on the speakers. So if you think that your speaker, or no, that any speaker at all, whether he's in your school or not, if you think he has made a good point, you can cheer. What did I say? If you cheer too much and I catch you, all right, that's just by the way. So you can cheer, but make sure you quickly stop so that the speaker will have time to continue, so that you don't cheer off the speaker's voice and we can't hear what he or she is saying again. Because the speaker gets points by the things he or she is saying, which the judges must hear before allotting points. So don't cheer your school until you use up the remaining time the speaker has to complete his or her points. In debate, what you have come here to make are points. So when you are talking, the first question you are going to ask yourself, and I'm sure you've been taught all of that, is, have I made point 1? Have I made point 2? Have I made point 3? Have I made point 4? The opposing speaker is coming to cancel your points and make her own. So make sure you make all your points. Don't spend, well, that's what you do. All right, so that's beautiful. Now, clap for yourselves. When a speaker is here speaking, any school that distracts the flow of event, whether up here or down there, the school will be noted and your school will lose points. Did you get that? Any school that distracts. So if you are not speaking, you are quiet. You have permission to chair, but not to make noise, not to walk aimlessly about, not to be rowdy. If not, as your colleague is here making points, you could be there deleting them. So you have come here to chair your colleagues, not to delete their points. Is that clear to everybody? All right. Now, the schools that are going to participate first, I have the list here. Sorry, I have it somewhere here. Please thump it. Thump the bell, please. So it's audible enough here, okay? Springfield High School will, please give them a round of applause. Will the 3 debaters of Springfield High School please come up here and take your seats? Please sit there. You can place the mic on the floor. Yeah, place it on the floor. Thank you. They will be introduced later individually. They are going to be up against Egosa Anglican Grammar School. With the 3 students representing Egosa, please come up here. We are not going to call out the names. Egosa, please, you can sit there. Okay, thank you. So that when you are all whispering, the other person won't hear. We are not going to call out your names. We are going to allow you tell us your names. And that would help you to have the first interaction with the audience and then warm you up. Warm you up and then lose those tension. Okay, when you want to debate, you are always tense. But do you know that it's a good sign? It's a good sign that you are prepared. It is when you now start to talk that you flow. All right, so the first thing you do is to tell us your name boldly. Yeah, what's your name, beautiful girl?
Ikanoba Favor.
Ikadoba Favor. Please give her a round of applause.
Egosa Ogiagbe.
Augusta Ogiagbe. Give her a round of applause. Let them hear you. And when you put another
Okunzuwa Ogosa.
Thank you. What did you say?
Okunzuwa Ogosa.
Okunzuwa Ogosa. Sorry, please, could you come this way? This wire can't get to you. Let's meet each other halfway. All right. What's your name?
Okotie Isabella.
Okotie. You didn't give her a round of applause.
Ondo Sayawi.
Imade Praise.
Thank you. So these are champions from their schools. Worthy ambassadors, bold Edo students that have ensured that they work hard, as the DG said, through the nights to prepare themselves for this debate. We are going to give them the opportunity to show us what they have planned. Springfield High School will be speaking against, well, we'll start with the 4. Edo, where is it? Which school did I bring here? No, this is not the arrangement. Sorry. This Springfield is going against Edo Boys High School. My eyes went to the second list. Yes, thank you. You may see that, yes. Edo Boys, where is Springfield? Okay, Springfield. Yes. The second one here is Edo Boys High School. Edo Boys High School. Thank you. What's this school? Egosa. Una de hurry. Yes, please come this way very quickly and introduce yourselves. Yeah.
My name is Omorugbe Uyosa.
A round of applause, please.
My name is Agatisia Akugbe.
A round of applause.
My name is Azoba Bright.
All right. A round of applause. Before they begin, while they are still, the judges are going to tell us the criteria. They're going to read out to us the criteria, and we'll invite Mr. Frank Ehiosu to please come up here and read out to us the criteria they are going to use to assess you so that you know what the judges are looking out for. Mr. Frank Ehiosu, please come up here. I have the list here. If you have your glasses.
It's quite a pleasure to be here this afternoon. I welcome all the distinguished debaters, supporters, and everybody here present. The rules of engagement are simple. I'll read from the... Yeah. Okay. Oh, pardon my floor. You will be scored on 5 fundamental variables. The first is delivery, which encompasses strategy, confidence, persuasiveness, fluency, clarity, and charisma. The second is language. It encompasses syntax, metaphorical expression, mastery of semantics, and diction. The third is subject mastery, which entails knowledge of the issue in discourse, the subject matter. And the fourth factor is originality, which encompasses ownership of content and spontaneity in views put forth. And the fifth, and not the least, discipline. This encompasses obedience to rules, decent language, dressing, emotional intelligence. Those are the subs that make up the 5 fundamental variables I said will be the yardstick on which will be measured. I want to encourage every one of you that it's an opportunity to express yourself. I assure you, if you didn't realize it in the past, that you are all very, very special. Everyone is special. And as you come here, deliver your viewpoint with requisite conviction, as simple as you could or as wonderful as you may. And your points will be highlighted. It's not a fight, it's a sport, like the DJ had affirmed. So however it is, you are a winner. Thank you very much.
So now that you know what is expected of you and you have prepared very well for it, I'm sure you are ready to start the context. Edo Boys High School will be speaking for the motion. So we'll invite the chief speaker of Edo Boys High School to please come forward. Give him a round of applause. Do you want it here? Or you want to hold it? No? I can put it there.
Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, distinguished panel of judges, moderator, my name is Omorugbe Uyosa, and I'm honored to represent Edo Boys High School in today's debate. I would love to express my respect to the opposing school for their hard work. Today, we gather here to discuss on the motion that says, should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development? And I am so excited to present my arguments in respect and in favor to this critical educational practice. With that being said, I would love us to delve into the key points that support my motion. Can future leaders of Edo State be too young to start leading today? Edo State development encompasses a broad spectrum of areas, including economic growth, social progress, environmental care, and education. I firmly believe that secondary school students are not only beneficiaries to development, but can also be active contributions, and here are my reasons. Students are the future leaders of tomorrow, and involving them early in decision-making skills and community services builds responsibility and foster leadership skills. Initiatives like the Edo State Children's Parliament provide a platform for young people to express their thoughts, develop advocacy skills, and influence policies that affect their decisions and community. Early involvement also creates a sense of civic responsibility, thereby shaping students into citizens who care about the development of their country. Furthermore, development is not only limited to adults. As future leaders, students can contribute significantly to the development of Edo State through extracurricular activities like environmental conservation, health awareness, and the likes of them. Now, therefore, students can apply theoretical knowledge to real-life problems, driving meaningful impacts and contributing to Edo State development. In conclusion, students should indeed share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. By empowering them to contribute to the state development, we can harness their energy, their creativity, their idealism, and we can harness their ability to make the state a better place. As we look at the future, let us consider the potential of our young leaders and provide them with the support and opportunity they need to make a meaningful impact. By so doing, we can build a society where every citizen, regardless of age, can contribute to Edo State development. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That's how to clap. All right, we now invite the chief speaker from the opposing school to come and give us her viewpoints, or his viewpoints. You want it here? Or I should give you? Yeah, you cannot reduce speed. Okay. Is it okay?
Good day, Mr. Moderator, panel of judges, my creator timekeeper, co-debaters, and my esteemed audience. My name is Okunzu Egosa, and I stand to strongly oppose the motion that says secondary school students should share in taking responsibilities for the development of Edo State. First and foremost, what is development? According to the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, development can be defined as the gradual growth of something becoming more advanced, while responsibility can be defined as the duty to deal with or to care for something so that you'll be blamed for it if it goes wrong. To be advanced means having more modern and recently developed ideas or methods. You and I have the modicum of awareness on how life in advanced countries work. Let's take, for example, robotics. Tesla cars are run with electricity, the incredible healthcare system. To mention but a few, let's compare what we have here in Nigeria, in specifically Edo State. I want to ask my opponent, how on earth would you expect a secondary school student to take responsibility of advancing the state to such a level? The method of that beggars my imagination. Let us not forget, they have no income, no voting rights, no policy-making power. So how do we expect them to contribute? Should they abandon their books and start building roads, or they protest for remotes that they have no control over? Let's be realistic here. The primary responsibility of the secondary school students is to focus on their education. At these stages of their lives, they are still learning and growing. Their main focus should be on, their time and energy should be devoted to acquiring knowledge, building skills, and preparing for the future. Diverting their attention to state development matters could lead to poor academic performances and even confusion about their priorities. Secondly, secondary school students are not mature and experienced enough to handle state developmental issues. Development involves infrastructure, economic planning, policy making, healthcare, and many other technical issues, which need the involvement of expertise. The students are not yet mature emotionally, mentally, or intellectually to handle such complex matters. Thirdly, placing such a heavy burden on students is both dangerous and unfair. This could lead to stress, anxiety, and even mental health problems. We can't expect students who are still trying their best to understand themselves and their place in the society to shoulder the immense responsibility of developing a state in the third world country to compete with its counterpart, which is known as the advanced country. In conclusion, I would like to say that secondary school students are the leaders of tomorrow. Today, they are learners, not the leaders of development. Involving them in matters meant for trained and capable adults is not only wrong, but also harmful to their growth. Let's try our best to allow them to dream, study, and prepare so that when their time comes, they can contribute meaningfully to Edo State and beyond. I hope with these few points of mine, I'll be able to convince you that secondary school students should not share and take responsibility for the development of Edo State. Thank you.
But like I say, go tough today. Oh. Please give him a round of applause. Just to let you know that the two chief speakers have exemplified themselves as worthy of being called chief speakers. Give the two of them a round of applause. We now call the first supporting speaker from Edo Boys High School to please come forward. What's your height? Hold my phone. Let them hold it. No, they prefer it like this. Leave it now. No. You prefer it like this?
Good day, everyone. Good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, and my co-debaters. My name is Agatisi Akugbe, a proud student of Edo Boys High School, and I'm standing here to support the motion which says secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for the development of Edo State with my following reasons. Firstly, I want to start by asking the question, are the future leaders too small or too young to move this state to a greater height? I believe the answer is no, because leadership starts now. Leadership is everyone's responsibility. The growth and the development of this state lies on everyone's hand. It requires the effort of everyone. Education as a whole is not about writing and passing exam. Education is about how you are impacted and contributed to the state. In my school, we have some educational club. This is not just a club, but it is a tool for leadership, which will enable us to manage, to care, and to guide others. This initiative is a very good one, which will enable us to sharpen the minds of young individuals. We, the students, we are innovative, we have energy, we are passionate to work, and we have bright mind. With our bright mind, we can be able to move Edo State forward. My name remains Agatisi Akugbe. Thank you.
We are making good progress. That's the second speaker from Edo Boys High School. We now invite the second speaker from Springfield to please come forward. You want it in your hands or you want it?
Good day, Mr. Moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and our esteemed audience. My name is Egosa Anglican, and I'm a student of Springfield High School. I stand before you today to oppose the motion which says should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for the development of Edo State. While it's going to involve students in community work, I don't think they're ready for big responsibility in state development. Secondary school students are still learning and growing. Their main focus should be on their studies and personal development. I firmly believe that secondary school students are not yet equipped with the necessary experience, expertise, and resources to take on significant responsibility in state development. Allow me to explain further. First, secondary school students are still in the process of learning and growing. Their main focus should be on their education, extracurricular activities, and personal growth. As this significant responsibility for state development will only serve to distract them from their main objective. Secondly, secondary school students are still under the watch of parents and guardians. While they can contribute to community service and volunteering work, taking on significant responsibility for state development requires a level of independence and authority that they do not possess. I would like to make reference to the National Youth Service Corps, popularly known as the NYSC policy of integration. These are university graduates for goodness sake, much older and more mature than most secondary school students. We do not see them involved in decision making or policy implementation in their service year. Rather, they are involved in community services in their places of primary assignments. They sink boreholes, build schools, and participate in adult education in rural areas, contributing in one way or another their quota to national development. Why then should we advocate that secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for developing Edo State? I leave my opponent with that question. Bearing in mind the definition of responsibility, which to care for something so that one is blamed if it's good bad, how really close would it be to blame a 14-year-old SS2 student for bad road construction, collapsed buildings, corruption, and embezzlement? I leave my opponent again with that question. In conclusion, secondary school students in Edo State have a lot to offer in terms of developmental initiative, but their involvement should be thoughtfully integrated into their educational framework. I hope with this full point of mine, I'll be able to convince you that secondary school students should not be held liable for the development of Edo State. Thank you.
For me? All right. What is clear is that we are seeing real discipline among our speakers. No one has exceeded the allotted time, and yet they've been able to make their points fully and convincingly. Please give them a round of applause for those who have spoken. We now invite the third speaker and the last for this round from Edo Boys High School to please come forward.
Good day, everybody. Distinguished moderator, esteemed judges, ladies and gentlemen, and my worthy opponents. I give a very fresh welcome to each and everyone present here for this exciting debate competition, and we are absolutely delighted to have you here. By the way, my name is Bright Azoba, a bona fide student of Edo Boys High School. And we all stand here today to address a fundamental question which says, should students share in taking responsibilities in Edo State development, or are future leaders too young to start leading today? In my own perspective and opinion, I would say no, because we students are known as the future leaders of tomorrow. Engaging students foster a sense of ownership and responsibilities in our homes, schools, and communities. Participating can also help us develop our skills and mindset, which will be needed to be contributed for the future effectively. This is one of the most important reasons why students should be equipped with developmental skills. Secondly, awareness and understanding. When students are involved in developmental activities, they gain deeper understanding about the opportunities and challenges we face in our various societies. In my own perspective and opinion, not only adults are meant for development, because we students possess a unique set of energy, skills, and perspective which will be needed to be contributed for the future effectively. We are not just students, we are known as the future policy makers, entrepreneurs, innovators, and even the leaders of tomorrow. In conclusion, we can make a lead. We don't need to be in the government before we can do that. We can start small. We can, first, by showing good example, taking action rather than stand still. In conclusion, we are already helping our people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There's somebody inside here that talks like this young man, but I won't tell you who the person is. All right, thank you very much. Okay, we now call on the last speaker from Springfield to come and conclude their points before the chief speakers will eventually come and do their 1 minute each.
Edo State, located in the south-south part of Nigeria, is known for its cultural heritage, historical significance, and natural resources. However, like many other regions, it faces challenges in education, infrastructure, healthcare, and economic development. Secondary school students are in a process where they are still molding their characters, their values, and skills. They are definitely an unlikely source of developmental responsibility for these complex issues. With this, I say, good day, Mr. Moderator, accurate timekeeper, co-debater, my wonderful audience. I'm a candidate by favor, and I stand before you today to oppose the motion which says, should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for the development of Edo State? Secondary school students are in the process of developing emotional maturity. At that age, most of them are guided by their emotion, their rational thinking, and this creates a poor decision-making that gives responsibility beyond their age and experience. Though it is as many secondary school students have psychological readiness to handle societal challenges, They may not fully understand the weight of responsibility that comes along with decision making. I would like to ask my opponent, who will be blamed when a student takes a decision that brings harm to a community or state? Impulsiveness is one of the major concerns. Secondary schools still often make spontaneous decisions without considering long-term outcomes, which are dangerous in matters involving community and governance. Lack of experience. Secondary schools still have little or no experience in community development, which require planning, budgeting, and implementation of skills students are yet to acquire. They lack understanding of governance, society dynamics, and political system. Giving them such responsibility prematurely is asking an apprentice to build a house alone. Even if they have the passion, they lack the negotiation and leadership skills to bring people together, resolve conflicts, and make impactful decisions. In conclusion, the current role of a student should be under study, personal growth, and academic achievement. Involving them in state development at an early age may do more harm than good for both themselves and the community. I hope with these few points of mine, be able to convince you that secondary school students should not be held liable for the development of Edo State. Thank you.
Obviously, the world development is beginning to expand more and more as these kids are talking. All right, now we would like to call on the chief speaker of Edo Boys High School to come and give his final concluding points for his school.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity. Now, some might argue that students are too young or too busy with academic performance to contribute to Edo State development. But this perspective overlooks the potential of age-appropriate roles that students can undertake. Students don't have to lead large-scale projects. They can start with small, manageable, and effective projects that still makes a difference. Now, they asked the question that students, they actually noted down a point they made that secondary students cannot be held responsible for the development of Edo State. With the guidance of our leaders and mentors, I think we can contribute immensely to the development of Edo State. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. The chief speaker of Springfield High School.
I wish to stand on already existing protocols. I once again prevently oppose the motion that says secondary school students should share in taking responsibilities for the development of Edo State. Expecting the students to share in taking responsibilities for the development of the state, to me, is a clever way to shift the responsibility and public scrutiny away from failed leadership. But to place it, for goodness sake, to attempt to place it on the fragile shoulders of underage secondary school students can be termed ludicrous. When roads are bad, schools dilapidated and underfunded, healthcare services poor, the blame lies on those in charge, not students struggling with WAEC, NECO, and JAM examinations. Let's not forget, they have no income, no voting rights, no policy-making power. So how on earth would they expect them to share the responsibilities of developing the state? Why they do not have any expertise or resources to handle the developmental projects on their own? They should play a vital role in contributing to the community through service education or advocacy. Thank you.
Don't worry, every one of you. You've been able to convince us and not confuse us. Thank you. Please give all of them a round of applause. All right, you may just quietly return to your seats. I expect their schools to be clapping for their heroes. That's the first round. Also, in the first round is Federal Government Guest College. Where are they? Please, could you come forward? The Federal Government Guest College will be speaking for the motion. Please give them a round of applause as they're coming. and they will be opposing Egosa Anglican Grammar School. Egosa Anglican Grammar School that had come out earlier. Just as we did before, as part of your orientation, you are going to have to introduce yourselves. Even if you have done that before Egosa Grammar School, we have all forgotten. So let's hear you again.
My name is Edo Boys.
Okoti Isabella.
Imade Praise.
Why are they not clapping for you?
Ubede Yamao Saude.
Ayani Tosin.
Iden Itohan.
All right, thank you. So we'll now invite the Chief Speaker for Federal Government Girls College to please come forward and give us their first presentation.
Edo State, the heartbeat of our nation, has undergone a series of development programs, some which have failed while others have excelled. That reminds me of the words of Confucius. It is only when a mosquito lands on the gauze of a man, that is when he realizes that there are other ways to tackle the problem. With me saying this, good day, chairman of this auspicious occasion, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, fellow students, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Standing before you on the podium is the day into Angoslov, a bona fide student from the prestigious Citadel of Learning, Federal Government Girls College, Benin City. And I am here to propose the motion, should secondary school students share in the taking responsibility of Edo State government. But before I go deep into this matter, let me explain a few terms as stated in the topic. First of all, what is development? Development can be defined as the overall improvement in the standard of living, education, economy, infrastructure, and standard and social well-being of the people of a particular state. What is responsibility? Responsibility can be defined as a state or fact of being accountable or to take blame for something. Now, back to the matter at hand, I would like to give some reasons for my answer. Point 1, they are the leaders of tomorrow. Point 2, civic responsibility starts young. And point 3, government and NGOs support students' involvement. Now, the first point, they are the leaders of tomorrow. Secondary school students are not just the teenage students of today. They are future doctors, lawmakers, engineers, and even governors of Edo State. They are our future nation builders. So if they do not begin to participate in building the state today, how will they prepare to lead tomorrow? By engaging them in development-oriented activities, they can help generate new ideas, which will be better for the society. Let's say, for instance, in the Asian countries, secondary school students are the ones producing the mobile phones which we use in our societies today. And also, let's not go too far. Federal Science and Technical College in Ganiki produced a robot. That's why the secondary school students, which you and I, and are contributing to the development of our societies today. Moreover, civic responsibility starts young. When the young are inoculated with civic responsibilities like voting, knowing their human rights, and so on and so forth, they grow up to be better adults, which can take care of the society better. By engaging them in different leadership clubs and voluntary organizations, they can help build the society. And last but not the least, government and NGOs initiative. The government and NGOs also know about the vitality which we youths carry and are trying to harness it by employing us to join us in leadership clubs, voluntary organizations, and so on and so forth. Let's take the instance of the group of secondary school students in Edo State, which organized an environmental campaign about the bad effects of pollution. And that enlightened everybody to know the bad side and the good side of science, which is in our lives. So, with all the points and reasons I have brought before you, I hope that I will share my point of view to tell an argument with you to respect my motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Federal Government Girls College. Now we call on Egosa Anglican Grammar School, the chief speaker, to come and speak against that motion.
Good day, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Moderator, impartial panel of judges, my accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, and my audience. My name is Okotie Isabella, a bona fide student of Egosa Anglican Grammar School, and I stand boldly to talk on the fact that secondary school students should not share in taking responsibility for the Edo State development. Firstly, what is responsibility? Responsibility, according to Wikipedia, is a state of being liable, culpable, accountable, or answerable for something in particular. Presently in this era, the age bracket for secondary school students lies between the age 9 and the age 17. Now, should a 9-year-old child be held responsible for Edo State development? Should a 15-year-old child be held accountable for making decisions for the entire Edo State? Can they even take care of themselves? Can they even cater for their own needs? Can they even focus on their education properly without appropriate guidance from their parents and the society at large? I leave this to my opponents to ponder on. Here are some following points to support this motion. Let's all be real. We secondary school students are still figuring out our own lives. A lot of us are already overburdened by school pressure, be it tests, assignments, projects, competitions, presentations, examinations, even personal and emotional struggles too. Some of us do go to school without food or money, or even attend classes with torn uniforms and already worn out shoes. Additionally, we are underage and immature to some extent. We're still growing and developing physically. We're still learning to manage our emotions. We're still developing our mental and critical reasoning. And now you want to place the mantle of Edo State development responsibility on us? It is not just too much. It is colossal and completely inappropriate. Edo State development is not a small nor minimum tax that can be handled by mere kids. It entails budgeting, planning, effective management, and so many other things that go way beyond what a secondary school student should be involved in. It is the sole duty of elected leaders and responsible and experienced adults to make informed decisions, and not teenagers who do not possess the necessary skills. In conclusion, my answer is still no. We secondary school students are the leaders of tomorrow and not the workers of today. Let us be left alone to focus on our education, so when our time comes, we can lead Edo with all wisdom, strength, and vision. I hope you are in taking responsibility for the Edo State development. Thank you.
Sometimes it's difficult to keep a straight face. All right, that's Egosa Anglican Grammar School. We turn again to the supporting speaker from the Federal Government Guest College. Please come forward.
Good day, the chairman of this auspicious occasion, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, my fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. Before you is Obede Yama Osaude. As the second speaker of the affirmation team, I'll further strengthen our position by adding more points. Point 1. Students can lead change through innovation and education. Point 2, community development involves everyone. My points are, firstly, students can lead change through innovation and education. Through entrepreneurship, students can create jobs for themselves and others. This contributes to the reduction of unemployment and help strengthen the local economy. Secondary school students often see challenges differently and offer innovative solutions through creativity, modern thinking, and technologies. Many secondary school students are creative and tech savvy, such as designing apps for transportation and launching eco-friendly startups. This helps to address real community issues. But when students use education as a tool for change such as power tutoring, community classes, or awareness campaign, they uplift others and increase their overall knowledge in the state. When students take lead in innovation and education, they serve as role models. For instance, in Benin City, a group of students once organized a plastic recycling campaign. This helped to increase the community's knowledge and reduce waste. That is development. An educated population is more productive and empowered to drive progress. My friends in arguments, you might have asked some questions, but I will leave that for my third speaker to answer. Moreover, community development involves everyone. No single person or group can solve all the problems that community faces. When everyone participates, students, teachers, businesses, leaders, efforts are stronger, faster, and more reliable. Developing Edo State is not about building roads and bridges. It is also about promoting unity, cleanliness, protection, and safety. Everyone has something unique to contribute. Ideas, skills, resources, or time. A teacher can contribute education. A farmer can improve agriculture. And a youth can bring innovation. Development thrives when all these talents are included. Working together for a common goal helps bridge divisions such as ethnicity, religion, race, or class. When students are actively involved in development, the community becomes stronger. My points are strong. My points are valid. I urge you to follow through my line in arguments. Thank you.
I don't envy the judges. They are going to have a hard task today. Please give all of them that have spoken so far a round of applause. All right, Egosa Anglican Grammar School. You didn't even wait for me to finish. All right.
Good day, Mr. Moderator, panel of judges, my accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, my fellow students, and my esteemed audience. My name is Osahon Enabulele, and I stand before you today to oppose the motion which says secondary school students should share in taking development for Edo State, should share in taking responsibility for Edo State's development. To begin with, they lack experience and expertise when dealing with such complex matters. Many individuals in our society today believe that by allowing secondary school students to share in taking responsibility for Edo State's development, we will be training them for future leadership positions. I strongly oppose this idea as they are still too young and have no experience in dealing with such complex matters. They are in an age of development. They are still prone to errors and make mistakes, and these mistakes could lead to financial losses for the Edo State at large. Do we expect secondary school students to build infrastructure such as roads, medical centers, and recreational facilities? No. Secondly, I believe that they are not yet mentally or emotionally mature enough to be given such tasks. Many students suffer from emotional depression, social anxiety, and other weight-burden anomalies. We are then expected to add to these burdens by adding such tasks? No, but the adults are supposed to train the children for when their time comes to take on such important matters. In conclusion, I believe that secondary school students have no business whatsoever in Edo State's development. They can be given tasks such as student council memberships or school prefects and others, just so that they can learn leadership roles. I'll leave this to my opponents to ponder. Do we really want to create a society where the secondary school students do not have any, where our secondary school students, the children and the future leaders of tomorrow, cannot perform well academically, mentally, socially, or emotionally? No, but I hope with these few points of mine, I have been able to convince you on why secondary school students should not share in taking responsibility for Edo State's development. Thank you.
All right, we're making progress. So we call on the last speaker, I think, from the Federal Government Guest College to please come forward.
Good day, Mr. Chairman, accurate timekeeper, impartial panel of judges, ladies and gentlemen, my co-debaters, fellow students. Standing before you is Ayeni Michevesho Botosin, the third speaker of the affirmative team. My friends, in argument, you asked the question, can secondary school students take care of themselves? Yes, secondary school students can take care of themselves because they have been taught in their home economies. Secondly, you asked, can a 9-year-old student be responsible for the development of the Edo State? I want to remind you that the topic of today is, should secondary school students share in taking responsibility of the development of Edo State, not mistake it for, should secondary school students share in share in taking the responsibility? Should secondary school students share in the responsibility of developing Edo State? In conclusion, secondary school students may be young, but we are capable, passionate, and full of potentials. By involving them in the development of Edo State, we are not only securing a brighter future, we are investing in their growth. I urge you all to see beyond our age and our responsibility. Let us say yes to secondary school student involvement, yes to a brighter Edo, built by everyone, young and old alike. Thank you.
And the last speaker for Egosa Anglican Girls Grammar School, please. Egosa Anglican Grammar School, please come forward.
Good day, Mr. Moderator, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, fellow students, and my audience. I am Imade Praise, a bona fide student of Egosa Anglican Grammar School, Benin City, and I stand before you all today to oppose the motion which says that a secondary school student should share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. Sharing responsibility simply means that a duty or a task is divided among two or more people rather than resting solely on one person. It is the constitutionally assigned role of the government to be responsible for state development projects within the state borders, which can be done in collaboration with the private sector and with civil society organizations. Students cannot and should not be involved for a number of reasons. Firstly, state development is incredibly expensive as it requires enormous amounts of financial resources and human efforts. Students cannot be required to provide the needed funds because they do not earn a living, neither do they have a stable source of income. These students are not even responsible for the payments of their own school fees, how much more the issue of state development. Moving on, a secondary school student lacks the experience and the expertise to handle highly important matters, especially political issues due to their age. There is a common adage in Africa that says that what an old man sees while sitting, a child, even if he climbs the tallest tree, still cannot be able to see it. Are we then going to ignore the warnings of our fathers and suffer untold consequences? Certainly not. Experience, they say, is the greatest teacher. And until you gain real-world experience from real life, not living life from an academic bubble, you don't learn how the world really works. Now, let us look at this topic from a medical perspective. It has been scientifically established that the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the human brain responsible for higher level thinking like planning, decision making, and impulse control, does not fully develop until the mid to late 20s. This is just a further claim to prove that secondary school students do not yet have the capability of handling highly important matters and making radical decisions. A state development is more than just the building of roads, more than just the provision of basic amenities and the building of infrastructure. It also involves careful planning, budgeting, implementing of and financial management, also includes poverty alleviation and economic development. Students cannot be expected to perform these duties effectively because they are still young. In conclusion, students sharing in state development, students taking responsibility for state development is only a fantasy that will dissipate at the careful evaluation of the many facts that stand strongly to dissuade this opinion. We should all take the matter of state development more seriously, as it could either make or mar our future as a state. Thank you all for your time, and I hope with all my giving points, I've been able to convince you that secondary school students should not be allowed in sharing responsibility for their state development. Thank you.
Final speaker for Federal Government Guest College, please come forward. Oh, sorry. Yeah, final speaker, but she was the chief speaker. She has 1 minute.
Standing on the already existing order of protocol, I remain Idea Eto Angoslov, and I am back again to conclude on what my teammates have said and also to correct some fallacies made by my friends in arguments. My favorite argument. You said that in the Constitution it is written that the development of a state is solely for the government and the adults. But I'd like to correct this. Also in that same Constitution, it's also written that everybody here, whether you're a primary school student, secondary school student, or even an adult or a teacher or anyone you are, you have a right to speak and a right to be heard. So wait, can we not exercise that right by speaking out ideas which will help in the development of the country, or rather remaining silent? And also, I would also like to say that my friend argument also said that students are overburdened. Overburdenment is not because of self-involvement. It is because of poor time management system and poor skills. So with all I have said, in conclusion, I have defined my key points, stated my team's stance, and also it is also proved that it's essential for this.
All right, the chief speaker and final speaker, 1 minute of Egosa Anglican School.
I'm here again to round up my points on the topic, which states secondary school students should not share in taking responsibility for the Edo State development. As my opponent said, that a 9 years old secondary school student can take part in Edo State development. I'm here to counter this statement. Do you expect secondary school students who are still struggling with reproductive system, quadratic equations, preparing for WAEC and NECU to take part in Edo State development? Should they be held accountable for allocation of social amenities? That is completely absurd and irrational. Some of us may argue that secondary school students can help in areas like sanitation, voluntary work, or raising awareness, which can help drive their harness to make positive change in the society. But we should all know that these are mere contributions and not responsibility. Contribution is offering minimal help, while responsibility is being held accountable for something. I'm 15 years. Should I be held accountable for Edo State development? Thank you.
Okay. All right. I guess we've come to the end of this round. You have all had your time, haven't you? All right. Please, could you return to your seats very calmly as we give them a round of applause. We now invite Baptist High School to please come forward. They are speaking for the motion. And they are speaking against Asoro Grammar School, who is speaking against the motion. Asoro Grammar School. All right, let's meet Baptist High School. Students.
Osagede praise.
Hero Osage Majesty.
Ayatio Saliana.
Thank you. Give them a round of applause.
My name is Jacob Franca.
Obaze Harriet.
My name is Konya Divine.
Please give them a round of applause. We invite the chief speaker for Baptist High School to please come forward and speak for the motion. Do you want to hold it or you want it here?
According to Stanley, with great power comes great responsibility. Nelson Mandela made a quote that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. With this, I say, good day, Mr. Chairman, impartial panel of judges, moderators, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and students. I am Eliana Aya from Baptist High School, Benin, and I'm here to support the motion which states, as I quote, should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development? What is responsibility? Responsibility is a sense of accountability and duty. As a chief speaker in support of this motion, I firmly believe that secondary school students have vital roles to play in Edo State development. First, Edo State government, under the leadership of our amiable governor, Senator Monday Okwevolo, has reintroduced the monthly sanitation in Edo State, making it clean and free from all kinds of airborne disease. Also, schools have adopted this measure as directed by the Ministry of Education that students should be involved in sanitation of their school and environment. With these, Edo State will have an utmost hygiene that she requires. It is the responsibility of all inhabitants of Edo State, including students, to make sure their environment is clean and tidy. Talking about my school, we have prefects who have been elected to keep the school clean and tidy, and they are the sanitary prefect. This prefect works together with other students to ensure that the environment is conducive and healthy for learning activities. With these, students students develop and cultivate the habit of cleanliness. They share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. Secondly, involving secondary school students in state development instills in them the value of civic engagement and responsibility. This early exposure can shape their future contribution to the society, fostering a generation of active citizens who care about their community's growth. Furthermore, secondary school students bring fresh perspectives to the table. Their involvement can introduce new innovative ideas that may not have been considered by adults. This diversity in thought can enrich the development process, making it more inclusive and effective. Moreover, participating in state development helps students to develop their leadership skills, teamwork, and problem-solving abilities. These are essential life skills that benefit them beyond their academic years, preparing them to be future leaders of tomorrow. Also, when students contribute to their state development, they build stronger bonds with the people and the place. This connection can lead to a more cohesive society where individuals feel invested in. Lastly, involvement in real-world projects provides students with hands-on learning experience that complement their academic education. It is one thing to learn about community development in theory, and another to be actively involved in it. In conclusion, secondary school students have vital roles to play in Edo State development. I hope I've been able to affirm positive on the motion that states, should a secondary school student share in taking responsibility for Edo State development? Thank you.
Don't worry, you are safe. You are only contributing to the development of the atmosphere. All right. We invite Asoro Grammar School's chief speaker to come and respond to Baptist High School.
Good day, moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, distinguished audience, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jacob Franca. I am a proud student of Asoro Grammar School. I am here to give a comprehensible answer to the question before us this day, which says, should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development? I firmly say no. Why no? It is very important for us to understand some key words used in this crucial context, which are, number one, secondary school students. Who are they? These are teenagers within the age of 13 to 17 who had just obtained their secondary education. Number two, responsibility. What is responsibility? Responsibility is a state of being responsible, accountable, answerable, liable, and culpable for one's actions, decisions, or happenings around someone. And lastly, state development. What do I mean by state development? State development is a developmental issue often involving politics, economics, state planning, and governance areas, which require deep knowledge and years of experience. Now, why do I say no to this question? Number one, limited capacity. Like I said earlier, state development requires deep knowledge and years of experience. Secondary school students may not possess the necessary skills, resources, and experience needed to contribute effectively to the decision-making of the state, let alone handle complex developmental issues. Now, to my opponents, are we expecting teenagers within the age of 13 to 17 to handle or take up responsibilities meant for trained professionals? Number two, academic priorities. Student primary focus should be on the academic development and not the state development. Their energies should be channeled towards achieving academic excellence and not in shouldering the responsibilities of the state at large. Number three, existing bodies. Students already have significant academic and extracurricular activities, which may lead to stress on one hand. Engaging them in too much responsibility can lead to physiological, mental, or social stress. Not only that, it can also lead to increase in dropouts and decrease in academic performance. Now, here is the big question. What hope is there for a society that is academically down? I wonder. Lastly, emanates danger. If these children, in quotes, should be exposed to political, social, and economic conflicts, they risk being traumatized, depressed, and suffering from anxiety, which can lead to committing suicide and even outright death. I hope with those few points of mine, I have been able to convince you and not to confuse you that secondary school students should not share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. Thank you.
The only joy we have is that many of the judges are currently teachers and former teachers. So now they know how they go do them. All right, please give all of them a round of applause. Where are we now? Yeah, the supporting speaker for Baptist High School, please come forward.
Good day, moderators, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and my fellow students. I am Iro Osaige Majesty, standing before you to support the motion, which states as a quote, should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development? Now, let's imagine Edo State, not just as a place in the map, but as a living, breathing vision. A vision that needs not just policies but passion, not just plans but people. And now, the question brought before our table is, should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development? And my answer is a bold and unapologetic yes. The notion that secondary school students are mere recipients of knowledge is outdated. Secondary school students are current contributors to the society, and their agency can help leverage and drive a positive change through Edo State. For example, a team of secondary school students in Abuja State created a robot called MyraBot that can help improve the risk of contracting COVID-19 during the period it was raining. Now, I ask my opponent a simple question. Why we adults not able to launch such programs for vocational training? It's simply because even the judges will agree with me that students have unique energy and creativity to do work. Adults, on the other hand, might be constrained due to health problems, inability, or too much thinking. But students' ability and agility can help drive a positive change through Edo State. In conclusion, I would love to back up my point with some philosophical perspective. According to Aristotle, he said in a quote that the worth of a state in the long run is the worth of the individual composing it. This doesn't mean that students are empty barrels, but they are people with creative mind, open-minded and energetic to drive a positive change through Edo State. With this, I hope I'll be able to answer the question that a secondary school student must share in the taking responsibility for Edo State development. Thank you.
All right, we invite Anglican. Is that where we are? Yes, we invite Egosa Anglican Grammar School. No, Asoro Grammar School to respond.
Good day, moderator, panel of judges, my accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, and my fellow students. My name is Obaze Harriet. I'm a student of Asoro Grammar School, and I'm here to oppose the motion which says, should secondary school students share in taking responsibilities for Edo State development? I emphatically say no. Why no? My reasons are not far-fetched. Firstly, lack of experience. Secondary school students lack the experience, the maturity, and the authority that is needed to make effective decisions about state matters. Experience, they say, is the best teacher of life, and no amount of youthful energy can be used to compare the wisdom and knowledge gained from real-life experience. And that is why critical factors like stage development should be considered when it comes to handling of responsibilities. And these responsibilities should be handled by those who have walked the road and not those who are still crawling in order to avoid jeopardy in our society. Now let's analyze this. Secondary school students are not ready to be involved in state development because state development involves planning, budgeting, and policy making. And these are skills learned from several years of training and expertise. And most of those skills today is what some of our adults find difficult to get used to. So, if adults are struggling with these skills, what then do we expect from students who are yet to attain their full secondary school education? That question I leave for my opponents to answer. Secondly, potential for errors. Secondary school students may be more prone to errors and mistakes when it comes to handling responsibilities. And also, let's not forget the consequences of inexperience. If students are allowed to take part in developmental projects without the right knowledge and training, mistakes are likely to be made. And mistakes in governance, project, and development can't just be erased with an eraser, just like it's done in our various schools. Rather, it affects lives, communities, and even the future of some of our tomorrow leaders. And then, lastly, liability concerns. First of all, what's a liability? A liability is a debt. It's either someone or something putting another into a disadvantage. So in this aspect, allowing minors, that is, students of about 13 to 17 years,
Thank you.
We invite the third speaker for Baptist High School.
Integrating leadership mindset into secondary school students can equip young people with leadership practices before they reach university. In Nigeria, a growing number of secondary schools have adopted mini leadership programs for students to demonstrate good leadership skills while in their secondary school developmental stage. With these, I say, good day, Mr. Chairman, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, moderator, and my fellow students. My name is Usagede Praise Zasinaga from Baptist High School, Benin, and I'm here to support the motion which states should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. The question of whether secondary school students should share and take responsibility for Edo State development is complex, involving social, educational, and civil dimensions. Socially, secondary school students can share and take responsibility for Edo State development through civil engagement. Secondary school play a critical role in equipping students with basic information and enabling them to use such information ethically. Educationally, secondary school students can share and take responsibility for Edo State development by becoming digital literacy advocates. Edo State has been nationally recognized as a tech-based state, driven by innovative minds and anchored on digital literacy. Civil dimensionally, secondary school students can share and take responsibility for Edo State development by advocating for the social justice for the less privileged ones in society. Secondary school students can also join non-governmental organization bodies and campaign for a drug-free society, thereby using the conventional and social media platforms to drive home the message. In conclusion, I hope I've been able to make you agree with me that secondary school students can and should share and take responsibility for Edo State development by using information ethically, by becoming digital literacy advocates, by advocating for the social justice for the less privileged ones in society. I leave you with Dr. Osahon Enabulele's food for thought. You are the solution to Edo State problem. Thank you.
Amio. Say amen, sir. Please give him a round of applause. The third speaker from Asoro, please come forward. You want it in your hands?
Good day, moderators, panel of judges, accurate time people, esteemed audience, and my worthy opponents. My name is Konya Divine, and I'm a very proud student of Asoro Grammar School. I rise to boldly and firmly disagree with the motion which states should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. Firstly, should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development? Are we really saying secondary school students are liable, culpable, and can be held responsible and accountable for any mischievous happening during the process of developing our state? Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to discuss a crucial issue that affects the future of our great Edo State. As we consider involving secondary school students in developmental projects, we must be conscious of the potential risks that are involved. Firstly, we have expectation and misuse. Expectation and misuse has various forms. One, emotional manipulation. Students using guilt, fear, or obligation to control students' action and decision, making them feel responsible for outcome beyond their control or understanding. Two, we have informational manipulation, providing biased, inaccurate, or selective information to influence students' perspective and action, potentially leading to a misformed decision. Number three, we have expectation for selfish interest. Some students may be coerced and manipulated into participating in projects that benefit others rather than their own selves. Okay. Secondly, I have false loyalty. Some may be made to show support for certain political leaders or parties in exchange for school support or recognition. In the same vein, some may be blackmailed by certain leaders into accepting and supporting their views or opinion, even if negative. Thirdly, I have predatory behaviors. Unscrupulous adults in authorities and mentorship roles may take advantage of students during field activities, projects, and even meetings. Thank you.
All right, we call on the chief speaker from Baptist High School, and that's the final point.
Standing on the existing protocol, I still remain Eliana Aya. Considering a Bible character, David, who fell within a contemporary secondary school student, he who fell between a contemporary secondary school student. He confronted Goliath and made the course of events to change in Israel. His bravery, commitment, and strategic thinking still inspires us today. This demonstrates that age is not a number, age is not a barrier This demonstrates that age is not a barrier in making positive impact for the development of Edo State. Back to our contemporary time, I have a classmate whose name is Agbe David. While in SS1, he invented a catron top that uses water to invert electricity in order for it to move and carry load. Also, he invented a torch using battery, biro, wires, and other items in order for him to generate electricity. If David was not given this opportunity, how would we have discovered that he had this God-given talent? I hope I will still boldly say a big yes to the motion that states, should secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo development? Thank you.
Final speaker for Anglican Grammar School, Egosa Anglican Grammar School. Oh, Asoro, sorry. Asoro Grammar School.
Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, and my esteemed audience, having listened to both sides of the debate, it is clear that while secondary school students are indeed important members of the society, their primary focus should be on their education and personal growth. Taking on the weighty responsibility of Edo State development at this tender age is both impractical and unreasonable. Development responsibility requires maturity, years of experience, and sound judgment quality, which these children are still developing. If they are given too much responsibility, this might jeopardize their future. Not just their future, but the future of the whole state at large. Therefore, for the progress of our dear Edo State and for the well-being of these wonderful students, I strongly reaffirm my stand in this debate. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Please a round of applause for both schools who have performed very well. You may please resume your seats quietly. We now invite the last school, UNIFAC Group of School, to come and speak for the motion. All right, UNIFAC, please, may we meet you?
My name is Akbore Livingstone.
My name is Daniel Mike Aboje. My name is Igbenatu Samuel.
A round of applause, please. UNIFAC has themselves to compete against. All right, so please come forward and speak for the motion.
First of all, good day, Mr. Moderators, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeepers, co-debaters, distinguished audience, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to propose the motion which states that secondary school students share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. First of all, who is a secondary school student? According to Wikipedia, a secondary school student refers to a person who is at the stage of formal education, which follows primary education and precedes higher education. It typically refers to a person between the age of 12 and 18, although the specific age range may vary depending on the educational system and country. What is development? Walter Rodney, a political activist, defines development as a multifaceted process involving the improvement of a society's ability to regulate its internal and external relationships, encompassing various aspects such as mode of life, production, health, education, transport, and culture. Firstly, the secondary school students are a vital part of the state population, and they have a crucial role in shaping its development. Development is not only limited to construction of roads and building of hospitals. It also includes social growth, environmental sustainability, education, and community values. So they can participate in community service and educational promotion and awareness. If students take part in these activities, they do not only learn responsibility, but they also contribute significantly to the improvement of their society. Secondly, Involving secondary school students in the areas of development makes education more meaningful. In addition, secondary school students are also in the forefront of technological thinking and innovative thinking. Let's take for example the fraudsters today in Edo State who are defrauding people overseas and in Nigeria. Many of them started from the secondary school levels. If these people are engaged in development strategies, they will not have the time to be defrauding others, but rather they will channel their knowledge into positive ideas which will develop the state. Finally, history has shown us young people, someone like Greta Thunberg, a climate activist who started agitating for climate action just at the age of 15. Across Nigeria and the world, many young people have developed apps, written books, or even influenced government policies. Secondary school students in those states are no different. They may not hold public offices, but they have significant ideas and the courage to act. With proper guidance, they can contribute to issues like climate change, just like Greta Thunberg, education reform, community service, and others. Thank you.
There is a saying that two heads are better than one. Mr. Chairman, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. Standing on the existing protocol, my name is Michael Daniel. I'm from Unified Group of Schools. I'm here to strongly support a motion which states that should secondary school students share and take responsibility for Edo State development. First, let's first understand that development is not all about building of roads, skyscrapers. It's all about growth and progress and making a difference in our society. Secondary school students are full of energy, ideas, and creativity. Should this essential potential be wasted? Absolutely not. The youthful age is the most exciting, dynamic, and active period of one's life. In this stage is characterized by physical strength, acquisition of knowledge and skills and experience. Secondary school students are full of hopes and dreams. They want to try, discover, and create new things. In a way, this is advantageous to them because this penchant to try and create new ideas can be channeled toward productivity and development in Edo State. Besides, many great innovations in the world today are being pioneered by young people who are curious, passionate, and adventurous young men and women who dare to dream. Secondly, if secondary school students are well guided and monitored, they will discover their God-given potential and channel those potential towards development in Edo State. I stand firm to say that secondary school students should contribute in the development of Edo State. Thank you.
It is high time we recognize the unique qualities of secondary school students in Edo State. With this, I say, good day, Mr. Chairman, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished listeners present here today. Without wasting much time, I will go further to give you in details what secondary school students can do in our society. My colleagues has defined development and what a student is already for us. They have done justice to that. However, Edo State development needs to revolve around social development, infrastructural development, agricultural development, supporting farmers through cooperative society, to improve prices and quality of agricultural products. Ensuring quality education and vocational training to equip citizens and young children in order to become better people in the society. However, as a secondary school student of Edo State, I firmly stand to support the motion that says secondary school students are also contribute to the development of Edo State. As a citizen of a country or a nation, you are ought to contribute to the development of that nation in one way or the other. By so doing, the nation will be able to grow and develop. Developing future leaders. By involving secondary school students in Edo State development, we are cultivating leaders of tomorrow who will help shaping the developmental growth of Edo State. Still, young children can develop essential skills like critical thinking, ideas that will help preparing them for their future leadership role. Furthermore, fostering community engagement and creativity. Secondary school students' initiative and involvement can foster a sense of creativity and social responsibility. By participating in projects, students can develop empathy, compassion, and a deeper understanding of the challenges facing their problem. You are not a success until you start changing others. According to Walt Disney, the greatest natural resources is the mind of our young children. Dr. Enabulele is one of them, a man who has started this as a young child, and here he is today. I will always look up to him. He is my mentor. We should follow the path he has chosen. He's a man with so much authority. I respect him so much. With this, I say, secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for Edo State development in one way or the other. Once again, I remain Igbenatu Same, and a proud supporter of the motion. Secondary school students should share in taking responsibility for Edo State development. Thank you. And so, Mr. Enabulele, this is for you, sir.
In addition to what I said and what also my colleague said, involving secondary school students in development practices makes education more meaningful. Learning in the classroom is important, but applying this learning to solve a problem in those states makes it unforgettable. Let's take, for example, the countries with largest economies in the world today, countries like China and Japan. They expose their citizens to development strategy from early age. Many of the schools in these countries are technical schools, where the students get to learn various skills apart from the formal education in order to develop themselves and their economies. Development is a collective responsibility. No one is left out. If we make development a collective responsibility in Edo State, I assure you that before long, Edo will be great again. Before long, Edo State will be one of the most resourceful states in Nigeria and in the world. In conclusion, secondary school students are not to be neglected in Edo State development. They have the energy, creativity, and passion to make a difference. If they are engaged before time, we will be the best in the states and in the world. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I think that was the final speech for today. Give yourselves a round of applause. Give the speakers, all of you that have spoken here, another round of applause. Thank you. Now, before the results are read out, Mr. Frank Ihiosu will come forward and explain the grading system that enabled 7 schools, which is an odd number, to contest in the same contest on equal footing. So you would understand that you were competing not against other schools, but you were competing with your own competence. So it's your competence that will give you your grade. You were not competing against anybody. You were competing with your competence. So whatever you were able to achieve by your competence, that's your score. All right, Mr. Frank Ihiosu.
I'm not this tall. It suffices. I did affirm from the outset that it's about elucidating your points with requisite confidence. And I equally stated with clarity that everybody is a winner, however it goes, because you made your views known. So the 5 fundamentals that we highlighted as the yardsticks for scoring every participant are specified, like I affirmed. Under those 5 are listed, there were sub-terms highlighted. I'm sure everybody listened to them. For example, when we made reference to delivery, I affirmed that it encompasses strategy, confidence, persuasiveness, fluency, and clarity. And when I equally talked about language as one of the fundamentals, we equally affirmed that it encompasses syntax, metaphorical expressions, mastery of semantics, and diction. So It is in this light I want to make something clear. Even if you competed presumably against an opponent, or you spoke of your own accord as a team, it doesn't diminish the value that is brought forth in terms of the mark allotted to each core fundamental or the subunits so highlighted. If a point highlighted is 5 marks, if you talk within the requisite purview that puts it in very piquant, as in trust, you get what you get. Maybe you get 4, you get 3. Just to say that no matter the number of people participated, like the last school who spoke of their own accord, it does not reduce the fact that they are competing very reasonably in this fair. You are going to be graded accordingly to all the fundamentals and the subjects highlighted with the marks allotted to each. I just want to make that clear, so nobody should be perturbed. Everybody is a winner, but somebody will emerge based on the fundamentals that will emerge by the simple mathematics of average. Some of us here are mathematicians. If we study, those of us, you know the concept of average. If 3 people make a judgment of something, one person says, this thing is 7. Let's say it's over 10. Another person says, this thing is 8. And the third person says, this thing is 6. The concept of average creates a balance. In a sense, it's some contemporary equilibrium that puts everybody nearest to what is approximate. So that is the logic in all we are doing. So you are going to be measured on that note. The average of the performance of everybody in each team becomes the unique performance of that team in question. So there's no human assumption. Men are frail, but we approach it mathematically to ensure that fairness is ensured within the purview of approximation. I hope we are clear on it. Thank you very much.
All right, you would agree that you've been working very hard. And our work without play makes Jack and Jill a dull boy or a dull girl. Therefore, if you look around you now, it is time to play. It's time for you to exercise your psychomotor skills on how well you can divulge what you are going to be given. After that, you are all going to get certificates of participation for those of you who contested. Every single person who the school had trained so hard to give such good account of yourself as you have done here, you deserve the Dr. Osahon Enabulele Certificate of Participation. Did you get that? I thought you were going to clap. Maybe when you see how beautiful and prestigious the certificate is, you will clap spontaneously. So you are going to get that. As having put on so much effort. I'll tell you the truth, I'm very happy that I'm not sitting on that table, because I couldn't have been able to tell who to award the highest mark to. You have all done exceptionally well. I don't know what was responsible for it, but anyone can confirm that the quality of education in Edo State schools, private and public, have reached ballistic heights. I don't know if the 2.0 was responsible for it, but there's certainly a quantum leap in your literary and linguistics abilities. And we must give thanks to your teachers, who would also have certificates of participation for preparing you so well and so excellently to participate in this very prestigious competition. I'm hoping, I had wished that you would all qualify to go on to the next stage. But you won't all qualify to go on to the next stage. But you qualified to hold your head high, that you have distinguished yourself here this afternoon. So please give yourselves a round of applause. Why are you keeping your food? Why are you putting them away? You don't want to eat them? You can eat them, feel free to eat them. Or are you tense that until you hear the results, you won't eat? You don't have to fast. You have done very well. You have done very well for yourselves. All right? Now you are going to get certificate of participation, as I said. And the first 3 would also get a certificate that would distinguish that they have been awarded the first 3, schools in Ego, local government area. You will get your first, second, and third certificates that is different from the certificate of participation. So you are going to have 2 certificates if you fall in those categories. And then we will wait to see what the first school would get. So we'll leave you with that. Now you can enjoy your meal, or maybe if you see me eating, you will be encouraged to eat. You know, there's a story like that in the Bible. Somebody quoted the Bible here, or maybe more than one person. The one I just referred to now, who can tell me in which book? Let me not bother you with the chapter. Where they had fasted for 14 days. They've not eaten food, not tasted water, because they were faced with a life's peril. And they have all believed that they were all going to perish. But there was somebody there who saw differently and had a different faith and had encouraged them to eat, and they were still holding back from eating until the person took something and started to eat. And he said, yes, one boy, all right. Is that a pastor? Yes. You want to tell us the book? Go ahead. Oh, well. Well, clap for the efforts, not the answer. All right? Yeah? The book of Acts of the Apostles. Yes, you are the pastor. Thank you so much. You want to try further which chapter? All right, you want to tell us the name of that person? Yeah, Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul, when he was being deported to Rome, so while he was being deported to Rome, because he had appealed to Caesar, had that experience on the high sea. And then after he had taken something and eaten, the rest were cheered up, and then they all ate. And true to the prophecy that God gave him, the 276 souls in that ship were saved, even if the ship was burst to wrecks. The ship was scattered to pieces, but not a single person died. Give me a round of applause for my Bible knowledge. We'll now invite Professor Dominic Osagai to please come forward. He's the chairman, Board of Trustees, Dr. Osahon Enabulele Foundation. He calls it DERF. Professor?
Thank you very much. Can you adjust it for me a bit? It's a bit higher than my, just a bit. Not too low now. A bit up. Thank you very much. The Director General, Dr. Osahon Enabulele Foundation, the Court of Examiners here present, the teachers that came with the different schools, and the students themselves. As a chairman of the Dr. Osahon Enabulele's Foundation, I'm excited today, very excited indeed. I nearly missed this maiden edition of the debate because of my other engagements. But somehow I said I must be here no matter how late, because I came almost 12 o'clock. And I'm so happy at the turnout today. And as the debate went on, I said our country has great hope. Great hope indeed. I was highly inspired by the quality and depth of contribution of the different schools. I must praise the teachers that trained them, that ensured that they come and participate. Dr. Osahon Enabulele, like you read or heard from his profile, was about your age, or if not younger, when he started to make waves. And today, he's a household name in Nigeria. You too can become a household in Nigeria. And both the proponents and the opposers of the debate today, they were able, in my view, to express their point very well. This is with due respect to the views of the experts, examiners for this debate. So you have been able to show that Nigeria, even though never mind the things we observe in Nigeria today, with what I've seen here today from the 7 schools or so that have participated, our country still has a lot of hope. All is not lost. I'm sure in another 5 years, you should be in the university. And in another 5 years thereafter, you are probably in one job situation or the other, and therefore making your views known in the country or wherever you serve. Each time we talk of leadership, we all tend to look at those in the ultimate position. No, we are all leaders wherever we find ourselves. What can you do to make a difference? In your school, you have different categories of prefects, isn't it? School prefect overall, class prefect, maybe what do you call domestic prefects or work prefect, timekeepers. These are all opportunities for students at your different ages to exhibit leadership role. What do you do with those roles that you are entrusted with? Each role that you occupy is an opportunity for you to show and exhibit what you can do. We all as human beings, we have different potentials. All of us have different potentials. And it's for you to discover your own potential and use it. If you're in a leadership position, those potentials may show up. A timekeeper is supposed to say, 8 a.m., be in the assembly hall. Then by 8:05, the bell has not gone. Then, or the dormitory prefect will say everyone should leave the dormitory by, say, 7:30 a.m. You should start making arrangements long before then so that people can leave the dormitory before the time that to leave. And whenever people are in leadership position or wherever, how do you work together? Individuals never work alone. You work in teams. In teams. These days around the world, people talk working in teams, not as individuals. You must collaborate with others. Like you saw when we were preparing for this debate. Your teachers would have called you together, put your facts together, compare notes, and then you began to speak. Do not say, no, this is the point I should make, this is the point the other person should make. These are all areas of collaboration. Through collaboration, the world, you can change your world and change areas around you. I don't know from which of the schools now that a small child maybe JS2 or JS3 or whatever, developed a device that could generate electricity or that could move from one place to the other. He probably worked alone. Perhaps if he worked with others, he would have probably achieved more. Maybe he worked with others, I don't know. He would have achieved more. The Abuja example that was given by almost the 3 schools here, I'm sure that the students in that school work together. So as students, you must learn to collaborate. Never have an idea and go and hide that only me will know it. No. There's no idea these days that others have never had before. If you have an idea, you share it with somebody else, perhaps it will throw some light that will make that idea more clarified and you'll be able to do more. All right, so issue of collaboration is very, very important. Very, very important in our lives and for you and I to achieve higher goals at individual, at school, and all levels as such. So from today's participation of the students, like I said at the beginning, our country has great hope, regardless of the failings that we are seeing in our society today. Our country has very, very great hope. I'm sure many of you here will excel more than our icon here today, Dr. Osahon. No doubt in my mind about that. Some of you, very many will excel more than him. President, World Medical Association, past president, enemy, president everywhere. Many of you will be president. You don't have to be enemy. There are many societies in which you can be president. You too can be. Not to run away from Nigeria. People run away from Nigeria for economic reasons. They want to earn money. Those countries you go to as a Nigerian, you can never get to the top. Probably your children will. But you that have left Nigeria at the age now, you can never get to the top. You always be within the system, struggling and struggling. By the time you find your feet, you're already old. So what I'm trying to say is, don't, as Nigerians say, jackpot that early. Still find what you can do to make our country better, to make your families better, to make your schools better. Like it's often said, do not ask what your family can do for you. Ask, what can I do for my family? Do not ask what your school can do for you. Ask what you can do for your school. Maybe you are in the school, you may have observed certain things that you believe in your own view, they are wrong, and that something should be done to right it. Don't just keep quiet. Don't insult. Don't engage in strikes or riots. You can walk up to the principal or your school teacher or subject matter and say, Ma, sir, I've observed X, Y, Z. All right? And in my mind, I don't think these are good. Can we do it this way or that way? Can we talk about it? All right? So by so doing, you are contributing to the growth of your school or your family. You may be at home. You may be observing certain things in the home. You may not be happy with it. Your mind will be telling, say, this thing is wrong. Can I walk up to Daddy and say, Daddy, this thing that I observed the other day, I don't think it is right. All right, you give 1 or 2 reasons and say, Daddy or Mommy, can we look at it again? All right, and you make your suggestion. That's what we call constructive engagement with your school authorities, with your family. When you do this, then you are contributing positively to the growth of your school, of your family, even in the church, the same thing. You observe certain things, you belong to a particular department in the church, maybe choir, maybe door greeters, or so on and so forth, or ushers. And you observe certain things, do not keep quiet. You must speak up. Speaking up will enable us to have a better society. If you keep quiet, then when you are silent, you keep quiet, no person knows the ideas you have. Maybe that idea you are withholding is what can change the system in that school, in that family, in that society. So regardless of your age, you can also contribute to the improvement of your family. Do not say, oh, I'm 10 years, Daddy will not listen to me. No, Mommy will not. They will listen to you. when you come and speak and advise and say, Daddy, I observe XYZ. Maybe you told us 2 days ago, so and so. Or you from your readings, you observe something and say, Daddy, can't we do it this way? Mommy, can't we do it this way? And so on and so forth. So I believe that from what I have seen here today, I repeat myself again and again for the umpteenth time, our country has great hope and great potentials from what I have seen here today. You represent, I would say, the cream de la cream of our youth in this country. I'm sure if we go to other local governments in Edo State, we are going to witness similar performances, showing that regardless of the poor outing of our politicians today, our country has great hope. Thank you again for your contributions today.
We cannot thank our board chairman enough. I called him to give words of inspiration to you because opportunities like this need to be maximized because you don't know when next you're going to see such persons. So it's always good to hear from him and others who have really gone far. I honestly would like to, while we are still waiting for the judges to conclude, because it's not something that has to be done in a hurry. You know why? Because you've all done very well. So you have created a very hard job for them to do. So you gave them a difficult task because everybody was excellent. Were you not all excellent? So for me, I would like everybody to be, awarded the same prize of being the best. But you see, in life, sometimes, at some points, some persons, based on circumstances, are judged winners. But that doesn't mean that there is no tomorrow. So we'll wait patiently for them. But while we are waiting, I would like to ask any of the teachers here present who is moved to come and give their own assessment of what they've seen today. If there's anybody that is moved, I don't want to call any specific person, any of the teachers, you can come forward and just say something, maybe in 2 minutes. Thank you. You can see the way she's walking. It reminds me of how one of the debaters.
Thank you, sir. I am Kate Taigbe, and I'm a teacher from Asoro Grammar School. I want to say good afternoon to everyone here, especially our very wonderful sir, Osahon Enabulele, Dr. Osahon Enabulele. I want to quickly say, sir, that we're very much proud of you. He's a Benin man. He comes from Ego here. He's from Edo State, and he's gone far and wide, portraying Nigeria in the best of image. We really do appreciate you. We thank God for your life. And I'm happy that our children are here today, as in they've seen a role model that you could, build your life. You could build it to an extent that you become an envy even all over the world. We're quite happy that we have one of us here who've done so much, who has achieved so much. See, I was sitting down then and I was almost crying because I was wondering when those achievements came rolling in. president of Commonwealth, president of, when it came rolling in, I was almost crying. I was like, wow, this is for one man, which means we can achieve as much as we want. We can do it. Children, let's tell ourselves, we can do it.
Very inspirational. Very inspirational. Thank you very much for your kind appreciation. I don't know if there's any other teacher that wants to speak. All right.
I am Onodo Komotola, a teacher from Baptist High School. Something that inspired me is the personality of Dr. Osahon Enabulele. I think twice I've watched him on TV, and then it was mentioned as something related to World Health, yes, something related to it. So in my mind, I said, wow, this man is so young for this great achievement. I watched it. I'm used to ITV News. You were featured that day. So when I came, I couldn't recall your face again until when you came on board. I said, okay, I'm privileged to see the man I admired, his courage. And that was maybe sometimes last year or 2 years ago, I can't remember. So you have really been a source of encouragement, not just for the students, even for us, for the teachers. And you have really made us to understand that a lot is embedded in us, and we can actually bring them out. So we want to appreciate you. Despite all that the Lord and God has enabled you to acquire, you have been able to give back. I know you've given back in different sectors, and you decided to come to the level of the secondary school students. And you have come to say that you want to bring out the potentials in the students. So with this, we appreciate this great work. And like you have already encouraged us, that it's not just here. You are going, we are taking it to the senatorial, and we'll promise you, students, I hope I'm speaking your mind, that you are going to make Dr. Osahon Enabulele proud. Isn't it? So we promise that we teachers will always go there to put in our best to make this student better. And I'm glad when you said, when Prof said, you can be better than him. So we take up, God will help us to do this. And you will see them, they will mention today and say, oh, today inspired me. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, while we're still waiting for the results, we are going to begin to give out certificates of participation to the students who contested here today. We are going to invite Dr. Osahon Enabulele to please come out here. And as I call your name, you come forward and he would hand over your certificate to you. Where are the cameramen, please? This is the high point. Edo Osunde O. Johnson. We are starting with the teachers. Edo Osunde O. Johnson. Please, could you come forward? It was the last teacher to come, but the first to receive certificate. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
You can't capture this?
I will stay here.
We also want this one captured.
Are we okay? All right. Congratulations. Thank you. Congrats. Thank you.
Alphology CD. Alphology CD. We'll be a bit faster now. Alphology CD. Onadokun Omotola. Okay. Ofaimu Ojoy. Vivian Omonigo A. For teachers, right? Teachers. Okay, he will sign. Thank you very much. Okay, right here. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, right here. It's okay. Yeah? Yeah. Kate A. Kate A. Chiaka Chiamaka Linda. Chiaka Chiamaka Linda. Two teachers would have their own shortly after when he has signed. All right, they are here. So maybe we just do that before we go further. We just draw the shots. That's all. Yeah. Ebewele Christie. Ebewele Christie. She stepped out. Okay.
You let them know that we're going to have group photograph after the presentation of the award prize. Who is that?
Ebewele Christie. She just left. Okay, she's receiving on her behalf. Lawani Ojo, so you stay behind. Are you Lawani Ojo? Okay, Lawani Ojo. Huh? Okay, Lawani J.O. Okay. All right, these ones are for students. Yes, okay. Please don't just go away. We'll have group photograph after you have received your certificates. Now, these are for students. Once you hear your name, just come forward and receive yours. Honda Osayawe. Honda Osayawe. Okotie Isabella.
This man is taller than me already.
Are you Christo Kotie's daughter? Are you Christo? Imade Praise. That's another. Idehan Itohan Goslav. Ayeni M. Tosin.
Yes, Ayeni Tosin.
Osaude Ogbaide Hama. Osagede praise Osasenaga. Osagede praise Osasenaga. Iro Osage Majesty. Iro Osage Majesty. Is he here or she? What do you have? Let's see. Is that your name?
Okay, it has
You
two.
wrote two, okay.
So, we'll drop this.
Igbinato Samuel. Samuel. I think they are putting it's too long now.
A different one he picked. Like I said, they are telling him.
Iro, is that yours? Eh? Then come. You picked a different. It's a different one. That's yours. That's yours. That's yours. So you okay? Okay, bring it. Aya Tiosa Eliana. Yeah. Menston. Light. Divine Aboje Michael. Divine Akpare Livingstone. Amoroge Uyosa. Amoroge Uyosa. Oh, he's always looking confused about it. Frank? He's confused. Ayatise Akugbe. Azoba Bright. It's inside. You want to carry it out. Jacob Franca. Konyeha Divine. No, they're carrying it. Instead of assisting us, allow him to pull it alone. Obazi Harriet. Ugyagbe Orosa. It's carrying them, right? It's carrying it out.
Why are they hovering up and down?
See somebody I say should go. Ikanoba Favor. Okunzuwa Orosa. All right, when you get home, go and laminate your certificate of participation.
What are the supporters? I thought we were giving all of them.
No. Go and laminate your certificate of participation, because in future it will serve you so well. you will not believe it. And as you continue to participate in other competitions, keep laminating. All right. We'll soon hear the scores. Yes, I know. Just to remind you that after everything, we need to take group photograph. All right.
Yeah, now we did talk for the man. Yeah, come on. Daniel, this one. Yeah? Fine, last. This microphone being Hello, can you see us? Can you see us? Yes, shift to that side. Space for you.
So I'm sure a lot of you are praying already. I'm sure you are praying. Don't worry. Everybody prays, but I'm sure justice will prevail. But like we said, it's the spirit of sportsmanship that is important to us. We're all winners. No one is a loser here.
All right, in the course of presenting the certificate, a name was omitted, a teacher from the Federal Government Guest College, Mrs. Ihile Joy. Please come forward and have yours.
Where are the photo men? Where is the other photo man? You are sitting down. Your job is still on. You are tired. Oh, yeah. Come and snap. All right. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Now, if each school wants to have individual photographs with us, we are ready to oblige you that. We just did that group team to accommodate one school that said their principal was calling them. So please, if you think you need it, we'll be here for you. So don't be in a hurry. We are ready for you. Because I know the essence of all of this. You know, we passed through before. So it has a way of, you know, really reminding you of your past. So don't worry, we are here for you. All right, I'm told that we're almost there. While we are waiting for our team to work on the generator, but we don't want to keep you waiting. This is part of what we want to change in Nigeria. When you go to less than that countries, you find out that they have uninterrupted power supply. Nobody carries generators around. But it's a country, and we need to fix it. You know, so we are sure those coming behind us will be able to fix it. That's why we are engaging you. When you get out to some small countries, you almost feel like crying. Because you see what they've done with their little resources. And that's part of what we are exposing you to know that you have a future to protect. We all have a future, but some are different points. And we believe that people like you should be built up to be able to take charge and make Nigeria the best country in the world. There's nothing stopping Nigeria from being the best country in the world. I hope you know so. So America was built by Americans and even by black slaves. Russia was built through revolution. People had to fight for it. So we cannot sit back and just say, oh, it's a normal thing. When they bring light, children, you hear children shouting, up NEPA, up NEPA. That's sad. But we can be better off. But it's by us taking charge of our destinies. And while they are still waiting, I'd like to let you know, because it's always an opportunity to talk to you, that please do not think that anything in this world is impossible to change. There's nothing like impossibility. Your task should be how to turn impossibilities to possibilities so that you can fulfill your dreams. So if you want to be a pilot, a doctor, an engineer, first of all, ask yourself whether that is what really you want to do. And then if you are sure that that is what you want to do, then set about achieving it. You can try once, you can try second time, but if you really are passionate about it, I'm sure you'll get it at the end of the day. So don't be discouraged by circumstances. Nothing should discourage you. Failure is not by failing, but refusing to rise up after failing. Everybody has his own circumstances. You hear everywhere that, oh, Dr. Osahon Enabulele became the president of the World Medical Association. But I'll tell you the story, even though briefly. It was not easy to get there, like you understand. It took a lot of stages, a lot of trials. I had to battle, struggle, fly to several countries, and with my resources, really. Government was not there to support you because most of our people wait for glory. Nobody wants to work for glory. You are here today, tomorrow you become the best engineer in the world. Everybody will be celebrating you because success has many fathers. But what of the time you are struggling? So don't be deterred when you don't see people around. Okay, but there's a way of announcing this thing. Keep people in suspense. All right, so I'm told that they're cutting short my story to you, but there will be another time. But the point I'm making is that please don't be discouraged. Set a task for yourselves. Look at what you want to achieve in the future and set about achieving it. And in doing that, in this journey, you have to cut off everything that will distract you from your attainment. So, fine, some people will be plucking cherry fruits and all of that. That shouldn't be your business at this stage. Your business should be how to achieve your dreams. So, dream big dreams and set about achieving it through courage, through persistence, determination, sustained focus, discipline, and above all, also connecting with your God, praying for God to bless all your endeavors. And I believe that if you do this and many more, surely we'll come tomorrow to celebrate you as the best of whatever you want to be in the world. And you can do that from wherever you are right now. I'm told the results are ready. So, and somebody is going to announce it. I would like to call on, okay, you do it. So it's,
all right. You are going to be giving your professorial result today because you have the honor of being blessed with your results. May I introduce once more Professor John Enabulele, Professor of Restorative Dentistry. The first results that will be announced now is not going to get a certificate, but you are going to come out and get a presidential handshake with the DG, and then we'll go into the other results.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope you can hear me. Okay, good. I want to congratulate all the schools and all the speakers. You people did a very good job, but you know it's a competition, so somebody must come first. We had some very outstanding speakers. And the third best lead speaker was from Baptist High School. The chief speaker for Baptist High School, where are you?
Please come forward.
Come forward. You are the third best speaker. It is your handshake. The third best speaker.
I can see that you are not clapping.
And she scored 77.4. The second best speaker with a score of 82% is the chief speaker of Egosa Grammar School. And the best speaker with a score of 82.4, you see how keenly contested it was, is the chief speaker from Asoro Grammar School. I believe you all agree that these three speakers were outstanding speakers. Whether they belonged to your school or not, they were outstanding. It doesn't translate to their school won the debates, but it just shows that even as an individual, you can shine out in a team. Now we'll go to the results for the schools. We had 7 schools. And each school was scored, not comparing you with the other school, but you were scored individually with what you had to present based on the criteria that were initially enumerated.
See, everywhere's quiet.
Edo Boys High School scored 70.3 to come out 7th. Please clap for yourself. 70 is A. Whether you like it or not, 70 is what? A. Is A. So they did very well. So congratulations to the speakers for Edo Boys High School. The next school scored 72.3 to come out 6th. Federal Government Girls College, Benin.
The chief speaker, come on, yeah.
The 5th school.
Wait, no, let's
okay.
Come on.
Yeah, come on. The 5th school, with a score of 72.72, is Unifac Schools.
Unifac, congratulations. Chill. Tomorrow.
The 4th school, with a score of 72.5, Springfield Group of Schools. Okay, I think they are the ones that are there. Okay.
Springfield, you can see you all did well. Congratulations.
And the 3rd position. Okay, sorry. No, that's Springfield.
Okay.
Yeah. And the 3rd position, with a score of 76.83, goes to Asoro Grammar School. Two schools left. So who is the champion?
Who will be the last school standing?
Or should we end it here?
If I say the first now, the second, they won't get to hear your name. So let me call the name of the second school. With a score of 77.69, Baptist High School.
You give the first. You come and give the first. Baptist High School. You want us to withdraw it?
And the best in this debate, with a score of 78.43, goes to Egosa Anglican Grammar School.
All right, thank you.
To announce those going to the next stage.
Yes. Thank you, Professor Osahon Enabulele. We want to thank our panel of judges very, very well. Please give them a real round of applause. If you subject these results to any form of empiricism, anywhere in the world, it will come out as A in integrity tests. It is so consistent with performance and percentages anywhere in the world. My last activity as a teacher was in the international traditions. I taught British Cambridge, British SAT, American SAT, TOEFL, and all of that. There is no integrity test you will subject these results to that it will score an A. What you find here is cumulative average, averaging the performances of school. That's why you find that it's not the school that had the best speaker that had the best results, but where you have an equilibrium of performance, where each of the students were able to perform to their optimum, then you have the average. And that's why Egosa came first. Give them a round of applause. We've not celebrated them enough. I don't know if Mr. DJ was able to find stand up for the champion, but you can all sing it for them. Please stand up, Egosa Grammar School, and let's all sing it for you. All right. Do you know that song? Stand up for the champions, for the champion. Do you know it? All right, let's go. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions. Yeah, Egosa, come forward. Egosa, come forward. Stand up. Oh, come on. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
The teachers have abandoned their students.
And gone home. There's a chorus. I don't know. What we are singing is the refrain. All right? Yeah, that's what we are singing for ourselves. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. All right, thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's why you are all standing. You are all last people standing. You are all last school standing. You can see that. All right, can we listen? Can we listen? You can see that in the class of champions, you only have very little percentages as differences in your results. That tells you that you are all A students with just different grade points. So that's good. Now, by the rule, Egosa Anglican Grammar School proceeds to the senatorial level. They are going to compete against 6 other schools in the Edo South.